Well, it's still August 3rd. It's just after the Derby, as you can tell from the muddy tires. Ow. My, passenger side double failed. And donut. But enough about tires. I ruined my car. Just kidding. Well, not, I don't know. I did a number on the back. I think next time I will drill a hole to hold my door panels on, because that's not great. My whole floor is shifted right into my seat. That bit there is very close to hitting my gas tank, so that's something. Yeah, I was sending it. There was a Mad Dog for the feature and thought about it. Yeah, I think I came second in my heat. They called my name second, so maybe I got second. Maybe I was making the best hits. This corner went in perfect. Folded itself right in. This corner went straight out sideways. So we did hammer it, but it wasn't moving. So what we did, because a Smash Kitty was helping me out in the pits. I really appreciate all his help. So we just looped a seatbelt around it because we didn't have any 9-wire, and my fence wire was breaking because it was old. Yeah. So the first door go was this one. We did pry it back a bit. There is a hole drilled in it somewhere. We were going to wire it on because we don't have 9-wire. But somewhere in there. But yeah, there's a hole. Something ripped a hole through the door. And yeah. After the heat, I lost my front passenger double and rear passenger donut. So the donuts are 15s. The fronts are 14s of the smaller tire than the current doubles that are on them now. So I just swapped out both back tires and front tires. And yeah. Thanks to River for lending me your doubles. I really appreciate it. And I think your double failed there, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, you recognize this car, but you don't understand why it's a bit different. Yeah. Oh, and there's one of the eyeballs I mentioned. I took the other eyeball off for the ride home because I didn't want to lose it or get it ripped off by the wind. I was stuck between two cars right at the end of the heat. My car stalled out, and I don't know, I didn't know why in the heat, because it just wouldn't start. It wouldn't start. And then I opened the hood and found that my temp sensor had gotten loose and was lying on top of the thermostat, my dummy temp sensor. So I went over to touch it, and it was very hot. Can you see it? There it is. Yeah, so I duct taped her up. Nice and out of the way. And zip tied her up. Yeah, the Derby was intense, man. Damage I see so far, that frame rail's all, kinked, yeah. That one's kinked too. The lower control arms are all bent. The reason my front bumper is mushed down is because while I did have brakes, I could only stop at slow speeds. So I'm guessing I did not bleed my brakes properly after I capped them off. Apologies to that ref, I nearly hit you, but I may have been accelerating because I kind of forgot where the brake pedal was. Near the end I got pushed onto the wall, sideways, and I was on there. The way the concrete blocks are, I can't remember, the name slips me, but they're like the ones that divide the highways. That's what they were, and they were angled, so they were literally a ramp. I was going up them, and I got myself on the wrong side. So next time, if I go to Napanee, I'll avoid them. A big thanks to that fellow driver who cut my the ends of my bolts off down there. Well, I tightened them up and they had like 2 to 3 inches of threaded rod pointing at me, so he cut them off for me, and I really appreciate that. Oh yeah, she's done. I had to take all my parts out, and I think getting that post to post out is going to be somewhat of a hassle. This lower control arm or whatever, or the subframe, whatever that thing is, ripped out. What else did I wreck? Someone hit the roof, I think. I did get one door shot. It wasn't hard, but I mean, yeah. Whatever. Oh yes. This was self-tapped down, so it was wired onto the feature because in the heat, it flew off. So I was watching the guy hit my passenger door at the end when my car had stalled out, and then I turned when they red flagged it, so I looked to my left, and all I could see was the bottom of this, the bottom of the, it's the top of a washer machine. All I could see was the bottom of that, sitting in someone else's car, leaning our, it was, what are you doing, cat? Balance between this part and the other guy's car is funny. I think it was a Hyundai Accent hatchback, I think. Yeah, I made some hard hits. There was a Mad Dog in the feature, and I said, well, let's try it. But yeah, in toughness, a Honda Civic in bone stock, I don't know. All that damage is just from me hitting the blocks. I hit one car square on, I think, in the back with this. I got sandwiched. Yeah, next time I do brakes properly. I gotta remember that. And when I do my test runs, speed up and brake hard. But you learn, that's part of this. And I found this kind of funny. I have no idea where my gas cap went, but it's still in there. It's just gone. And that's all pushed in. I used to think that happened because of something broke on the rear subframe was bent. Nope, rear subframe is, well, it is bent, but it's just how it is, and that's because the rear shock pushed forward. That gets right there. So, interesting. I stuck that slinky on. I found it in the car, so I threw it on. Whatever. Need to get rid of it. But it survived. Yeah. I guess it was kind of lucky that I ended up how I did, because I did put on a show, but I mean, if I kept using my back, I was using my back. And if I kept using my back, I might have wrecked my gas tank. Yeah. I'm gonna do another video when I'm starting to tear this down, and I'll give you a little more tips and tricks. Well, not tips, but not because I don't have any tricks yet. But I'll give more tips on how I built it, perhaps, or I'll just, well, actually, I'll tell you now. The paint that I used had a chemical reaction, what I think, because it's weird. It's like heat makes it get sticky. So, and in theory, it'll never dry. And the sooner you paint your car to the show, the less likely paint's going to peel off, and you won't have to repaint. So, yeah. I revved her loud. The hood's still straight, so I might keep that as a, well, not really, the hood. Hood's not that straight. But I'm going to keep it as a souvenir, I think, if I have room. But I'm going to keep the front bumper. I think that would be a good souvenir, considering I hand painted those teeth. Oh. Power steering. Looks fine, but it's not. The tube ripped off. So, I'm wondering if something caught it. And something I forgot to mention in the last video was that I am sponsored by Lee's Starter Alternator because the alternator seized and I busted my belt. So I learned how to replace a alternator belt and alternator in a 2005 Honda Civic. Cool. But yeah, I'll do another video when I've started pulling this apart again, have the hood open, because I don't want to open the hood just yet, because I don't know, I don't feel like it. But yeah, opening the hood will be another day, and I'll make a short video about that, and I might tack that video onto the teardown, where I try and pull all my parts out, because I'm going to need to remove the hood anyway to get my fuel line and temp sensor and rad hoses and header and stuff that I want. Yeah, I sent her. She's done. She can go to scrap. There's no rear end left, and there's plenty of front end left. I should have used the front more, but I got stuck. And I watched one get its bumper ripped off, which is what I thought happened here, because I saw a hit happen. It was either here or that side, but I thought the bumper was gone or broken from the bolts. It wasn't held on anymore, but it stayed on. And another thing, where is it? One of these welds here, it's a factory Honda weld. They thought it was, like, the first thing he did, he looked at it and said, "That's not factory." And I'm like, "Yes, it is." And he's like, "That's factory?" And he's like, "Oh, that's a terrible weld." So, do better at your welds, Honda. Well, to be fair, there was rust around those welds, so when rust bubbles, I guess it can make it look worse than it is. But I mean, it didn't break, so therefore it wasn't a bad weld. And it probably has a computer doing it anyway. But yeah, that's the aftermath on the 2005 Honda Civic. Thanks for watching.